What is up, everyone? I'm Jeff Lund. This is the Mediocre Alaskan Podcast, coming to you from my truck. It's 37 degrees, kind of sunny, but it's been wet all day hunting, and just kind of got the engine running. We're getting warm. Not even got it on the inside here. I got some condensation here. It's a little damp, a little cold outside today. Not successful hunting today. Perfect game thrown by since World Series time, might as well mix in a World Series, a baseball metaphor. There was a perfect game thrown by the deer. The bucks and does combined for the perfect game. Unbelievable. Saw some sign, saw rubs. I just thought, I didn't even like jump anything. I did not get to go to where I wanted to go for circumstances I won't divulge, because that will then give information about a location, and a buddy of mine might not want that location known because he got a nice one today. And I don't want to tell you where it is. Well, does it even matter? Like, is anybody going to be like, oh, I know where Lund hunts? Well, some people know where Lund hunts. But who has been listening to this podcast who really wants to know where I hunt, unless they want to go to that spot because they know that either I can't find the deer or there's no deer there, so they can avoid it. But anyway, so I ended up camping last night at option C, which wasn't even on the radar. I had option A and I had option B, and had to end up going to option C, a place where I'd been before, and then I hadn't been there this year, and so checked it out, and yeah, there was some stuff that was fine. You know, it looked deery, and I don't feel like I pay attention to the wind and do some ninja stuff and sit at some of the muskegs and call. Sometimes don't call. I don't feel like I ran the wrong problem. I don't feel like it was a Mark Sanchez running into your own lineman and fumbling type thing. I've considered myself maybe like an upper novice. Like almost an intermediate hunter. I'm thinking right now, do they really want to hear about you being not very good at rut hunting again? I was actually thinking about that today a little bit. I thought, hey, man, you got to do the podcast. Like, gosh, no one wants to hear, guy. No one wants to hear about you not getting a deer. They've heard that often. That's played out. And I thought, well, you don't want to just quit, right? You want to just not do it or pretend like you don't go out there and you're unsuccessful. That's kind of one of the premises or one of the basis for this whole thing. You don't want to just try to hide that or pretend it doesn't happen. And then also I got an email yesterday, from a guy who used to live on Prince of Wales. Grew up on Prince of Wales, remembered my dad. So wrote a really nice email about remembering my dad, who passed away in 2009. But it's weird. You get every couple months, it seems like, I'll get another message or something from someone who remembers dad, and just it's crazy. But at the end of it, he said, listen to your podcast. I appreciate the perspective from someone back home, how you come at it like an everyday person and aren't all commercialized with an angle other than your own, not afraid to speak your opinion and admit to your being green with some of the pursuits. I've hunted Wyoming a few times, so hearing your impressions was entertaining. I was so hoping you'd score a speed goat. They are very mild, flavored with a hint of sage. I if cared for and cooled quickly. Nothing like the stronger, darker flavor of the Sitka Blacktail. Drew a spring bear tag 2020, spring of 2020 on Prince of Wales. Haven't set the date yet, but likely sometime late April. So that was cool. That was awesome to get an email there. Great. Thanks, man. Thanks, Rick, for sending the email. I really appreciate that. It's cool. Yeah, I like you get the emails about Dad and just the impact that he had, and just people remember stuff. So that was great. And then also the podcast part. So maybe it makes other people feel better about themselves when they hear about my failures. But that was one of the reasons, again, that the experts who have their podcasts, they're experts, and so you get to hear about their introductory stories after so much time has been removed from when they were actually, novice, or when they actually, before they were good. So because I'm kind of living it right now, and I think I know what I'm doing. Right? I just don't have that depth of experience. But the whole purpose of this was kind of to do that. And the professional guys, they recall the times where they were struggling, they were getting through it. But it's different to be in it. So I like to talk to people who are just ordinary people who are, even guys who are good. You got guys who just know what they're doing. They're good. They just don't have that same sort of voice. And so that there's no commercialization. That there's no other agenda. It's just, some guy who loves to hunt, who's really good at it, who, has another job. I was thinking about that the other day with, I just got bombarded with notifications that Meat Eater episode, I think season 8 is on Netflix. And I haven't watched one episode, and it's not because I don't like Meat Eater anymore. It just changed. And it's not like when I first started watching Steve Rinella a couple years ago, I loved it because it was, there were people who didn't know about him. My buddy Jesse Knock was like, "Hey man, have you watched Steve Rinella?" And I was, "No, I haven't." So I started watching those. Like, dude, this is great. This is the type of guy who should have his show. So I liked him because he wasn't unknown, but it was kind of fresh and new. So now that it's not fresh and new, and now that he went from just, popular guy to like face of the modern hunter, you can't like him for the same reasons because those reasons no longer exist. And it's weird. I like Steve Rinella still. I like it. But I don't like him for the same reasons because those reasons have changed and you can't get those back. And it's not a bad thing. If I were to start getting sponsors and stuff for this podcast and it didn't just become like a long form talking interview type thing to go along with my freelance writing, that would be great. That's I guess probably kind of the goal, if I'm honest, in starting this would be explore different possibilities. But then the people who like it because I'm the honest guy who's not sponsored by anything, who's just kind of talking about getting out there and doing stuff, that would change, and then my voice would change, and what people liked about it would now not be why they liked it. They might still like it, might still listen to it, might still like me, might still like the stories because I'm not going to all of a sudden become really good. But over time, as I do become better, because that's the goal, and if people do take notice and want to sponsor, like, I'm not going to say no. But that will be interesting to see. The people who are listening now and who appreciate it for the fact that it is the voice of just random guy, how it changes.
After years of fine print contracts and getting ripped off by big wireless providers, if we've learned anything, it's that there's always a catch. So when I first heard that Mint Mobile offers premium wireless starting at just $15 a month, I thought, what's the catch? But after talking to them and using their service, it all made sense. There isn't one. Mint Mobile's secret sauce is that they're the first company to sell wireless service online only. They cut out the cost of retail stores and pass those sweet savings directly to you. For anyone who hates their phone bill, Mint Mobile offers premium wireless for just $15 a month. I was hesitant about having to get a new phone and a new phone number, but with Mint, you can use your own phone with any Mint Mobile plan and keep your same phone and your same phone number along with all of your existing contacts. Mint Mobile gives you the best rate whether you're buying for one or for a family, and at Mint, families start at 2 lines. All plans come with unlimited talk and text plus high-speed data delivered on the nation's largest 5G network. Switch to Mint Mobile and get premium wireless service starting at just $15 a month. To get your new wireless plan for just $15 a month and to get the plans shipped to your door for free, go to mintmobile.com/waypoint. That is mintmobile.com/waypoint. Cut your wireless bill to $15 a month at mintmobile.com/waypoint.
Oh, a little dehydrated. Kind of weird, it's cold outside, so you get all bundled up. A little bit of a north wind today. And then you don't drink water because you're kind of cold, so you get sneaky dehydrated all day. Like, oh, dude, I haven't had any water. Pretty much at all today. Had some this morning when I woke up, chugged some water. Had some coffee, had some snacks, and pretty much ate the entire Backcountry Fuel box, which is good. Sometimes I'll go out and I just won't even eat, so that's good. You stay on top of it. Yeah, hunted all morning. Stayed at a couple spots, a couple nice rub areas. Hung out there for a while. And then tried to sneak around and do some ninja stuff. And right about noon, right on time, started getting a little frustrated. And started wondering, dude, gosh, you suck at hunting. And every deer that you shot in the rut was luck. And then you think, hey, calm down, guy. Just chill. Let's get some water in you. Let's get some food in you. You'll be okay. That's kind of the typical. You get up at 6, you get some food in you, you get some water in you, and then with the light you're out and about. Right around noon, it's about lunchtime, you start getting a little cranky. You come around the corner, you don't see that buck, or you're going all crazy ninja around this little muskeg here. You go from that transition from timber to muskeg, which is kind of the loud area, and you get through that and you know that you were a sneaky man. You get to there and you don't see what you're looking for, man. It starts getting frustrating. But I got some great news right about that time. I got a text from my girlfriend, and she got a nice bull. So her first ever big game animal, I think it was a 5x5 elk, and I ran a gamut of emotions. The first was, that is so awesome. And then it immediately went from awesome to, man, I wish I was there. I would have loved to have been there. She came up here in August, and I did not get a buck when she was here. She came up last October, too, and I did not get a buck when she was here last October, too. So that was kind of frustrating. And then, of course, I don't want to call it a debacle, but unable to get anything, even in antelope when I was down there a couple weeks ago. It would have been awesome. I just would have loved to have been there for the first big game animal with her, and so that sucks that it didn't happen. We were out there and we tried, and we had that chance with the elk and the no chance with the mule deer, and I don't really know what I'm doing, and she didn't really know what she's doing at all, but I was just, man, it just would have been awesome to be there for her in that. But so it went from super excited to, dang, I wish I was there, to, whoa, she started with a big bull. That's a sick animal. That's like the elk of my dreams. I've only shot one 4-point buck in the dozen and a half or 2 dozen or however many blacktail bucks that I've shot. I've only shot one 4-point. I shot some really nice, I just like to look at the threes, and I've shot some cool looking bucks. But I just feel that, I'm not, I got a little cocky, like I said 2 years ago when I got 4 bucks, and I thought, okay, it's going to be about picking through and only choosing the big bucks, and maybe you should start recording these things. And then I got that choked on the humble pie last year, and then now I'm doing the same thing. But it was cool to, you appreciate the smaller ones, because it's just an animal. I'm going to go out to get a buck. That's all I want. I don't need something massive. So if I were to start with an elk, I'd be happy with a cow elk. My antelope tag was an was a doe antelope, and I've been fine with that. Just start new species, start with the doe. But man, she got this beautiful first ever just walled mount of an elk. It's so awesome, and good for her. Like she gets after it. She was going out solo hunting. She's hardcore, but she's not like hardcore, angry, intimidating, scary. It's awesome. But, so that was great. You know, she got a nice, maybe put a little bit of pressure on me going forward to get a buck, but I didn't. You know, it's it's kind of funny. I was talking about my buddy Danny. He owns Caffeine and Kilos. So check out caffeineandkilos.com. You should teach. What the heck was that? Oh, it was my Thermarest. Just like let out some air. Like that was weird. Why are you doing that, guy? So Danny was talking about when he was teaching, his wife made more money than him, and just how little he cared. And I thought, that's good. That kind of makes sense. But at the time, it didn't really make sense because I was single, not married, obviously. But I actually was chatting with him a little bit today via text. And it's like, it's fine, you know? Like, there was a second maybe that, you know, I made a joke and I sent it to a couple of my friends. I sent a picture of Abby with her elk. And I thought, you know, I made the joke about, well, you know, we know who's the provider in this relationship. And I kind of laughed. And, you know, part of it, you know, it's just a joke. But, you know what? I'm happy that she got a huge elk. That's awesome. You know, and I think some people, they have that test to where, like, you have to be the dominant, not that I feel like I'm the beta in the relationship, but you feel like you always have to, like, outfish, you always have to, like, out-hunt your girlfriend or whatever, and that's just, I don't know, well, out-earn the girlfriend, out-earn the wife, and, like, whatever, man, like, stuff happens, it's not a problem. You know, my buddy Danny's, like, it might be a problem for other people, or other people might say, oh, well, you know, your wife makes more than you. Well, who cares? Who cares? And if other people outside of the relationship care, then, well, they have no bearing. They are not at all important to the relationship, so who cares what they think? I should. So I thought about that with the elk. Like, you know what? That's great. I've never shot an elk. I've never shot anything. I've shot a couple, 2 bears, and then, you know, some deer. Well, that's awesome. And then I just thought about in the future how many, you know, hunts we're going to be able to go on together, and just how, yeah. And what's also great is that she's not the type of person, maybe this is the most important thing, that she's not the type of person who's going to lord that over me. You know, she's not the type of person who would lord over also, you know, making more money or something like that, or education, you know, and that's, you know, we compare ourselves to siblings or to parents or to, you know, spouses, girlfriends, whatever, and yeah, good for her. Like I'm totally happy. I don't wish that she would have shot a cow, so I would feel better about myself. She got a massive elk. Anybody who knows anything about elk would probably say, okay, well, you know, that's a nice little starter elk. In my eyes, it's stinking massive, and it was my girlfriend with it, so that's the coolest thing I've seen in a long time. So, well, it's maybe about time to head down the road here, get out of here. Totally dark. Hunted from dawn to dark. Nothing. Gonna take the L. And then Abby's probably dining on fresh backstrap.